let's get into a little recap. Our last session, you all, after creatively defeating 2 Cyclops that had
Odyssey.
gotten you, or had stormed into your camp in the middle of the night. One of them shrunk down to nothing, and the other one tripped, grappled, burnt, slammed, absolutely decimated. You all found bags of these, a whole ton of these red crystals that looked very similar to kind of the orange and the light blue crystals that you all have seen. So you can only assume it's Alkasan in nature in some way, and when they were thrown at stuff, they kind of produced this little burst of flame, and when Vita kind of chomped down on one, suddenly Vita could blow out some fire just for a brief second. So you all have just a ton of those. Felix have most of them. Vita has some. But you all followed a trail. It seemed like they had been falling out of the pockets in the bags of these Cyclops as they were wandering around. You were able to find a Cyclops kind of camp in front of a cave where you could see there were some figures that were within cages, and there were 3 Cyclops sleeping. One was not asleep. You all very tactically planned out some spells and how to take them out. One got taken out very quickly, and the rest were dispatched without too much trouble. Before they were quickly taken out, Turlon went to free 2 of the people in the cages. The other ones were burnt to a crisp, but the people in the cages seemed extremely frightened of Mama Cyclops emerging from the cave. But Turlon, under some very intense pressure, stayed and luckily unlocked the cages. These were not designed for humans to be kept in them, so they're not very sophisticated locks. I was able to unlock the cages so these 2 could escape before just seeing the side of a large lumbering figure come out. The 4 of you kind of hid at the top above the cave as you saw the great Cyclops exit the cave, carrying a gigantic tree trunk as a weapon, and 5 feet in diameter. This is something massive, something that Felix has heard about. Just, this creature alone decimating hamlets. So it is a creature not to be messed with. So you all were able to get away after a couple of unfortunate snapping of twigs and ripping of cloth from Turlon trying to get through this brambly forest. You all were able to fly and transform into an elk and get a mile away from this cave. It is around 8 in the morning because y'all had an early morning start with your full rest. And you all have reconvened about a mile from the cave. You know that Turlon saw kind of this pulsing red light from within the cave that you can maybe only presume is something related with the red crystals that were on the Cyclops, but it is up to y'all to decide what you would like to do. If you investigate further or continue on your journey to Ki-Hyasi. What would y'all like to do?
What the hell is that, man?
First, we should go back to the campsite so we can get the tent and the rest of our stuff. So I will just lead them back there.
Smart.
Consider me the follower. The little follower.
So, I mean, I know she's dangerous, but that might be the biggest single Alkasan thing we have ever seen in that cave.
Yeah.
Can we is it even any thought of maybe even trying to want to trick her out and invisible or sneak her in just to get a peek or a grab, or should we just leave it?
Well, I mean,
some of the crystals.
as long as she's there, she's probably going to want to protect it. So, Steven, are great Cyclopses, not that I would know a lot, but can you reason with these creatures, or are they too stupid?
Give me a nature check for me.
Dude, that's my shit.
First
Can I
roll
talk to these guys, or are they irredeemable?
First roll.
First roll.
First roll.
First roll of the
First
night.
roll. Whoa.
Decent.
22.
22.
Decent. Acceptable.
Great
Reasonable.
Cyclops, unfortunately, due to maybe their larger size, they are not more intelligent than regular Cyclops. They are, in fact, dumber. So,
Cool.
even if you could speak giant, this is a creature that's more hungry and selfish and animalistic than their
Cool.
other counterparts.
Okay, so I will then say it's like, well, it's pretty much being protected by a literally gigantic wild animal. I don't think anything is going to be able to like ally themselves with it to get the crystal, and I don't think that the Great Cyclops is going to just like give it up.
Yeah.
So
There's something much stronger than it that could take it on.
You have to trick it to leave the cave like we did when we were there on accident, and someone else sneaks in
well,
behind.
I'm saying that like we don't have to immediately answer this problem. Like for now, it's like bad that a Cyclops has it, but I don't think a Cyclops will know what to do with this other than just like throw it at shit.
Eat it, because they were
So,
literally
I
eating the
see.
rocks.
Yeah. So they're not going to use it, and they're not going to be convinced to give it away. So for now, they are like protecting, quote unquote, it.
Got it.
Well, they can probably protect it better than us.
Yeah.
Well, what if we like just we'll just remember where this is. We can make
Yeah,
some sort of mark on a map we have, and then we can head to the road.
I will try to
There
memorize
was a big map of Sumia.
location.
We can mark it.
I can only assume that creature is now on the list of things to beat, John.
I didn't know it existed up until now, but it's definitely going on the list. I just gotta
Get on the
do,
list.
a few more exercises and
You're
I'll
on
be there.
the list.
You're on the list.
Just a few more
Bro,
exercises.
bro, you're going on my kill list, dude. Like, it's over
You're
for
getting
you.
on my fight list.
But yeah, I can't fight her as is. That's too much.
I'm not sure we can handle her with
Too
four
much.
of you.
That's too much, mama.
Too much.
Too much.
Too
So
much,
much
mama.
mama.
So are you all are able to get the tent? You all just heading to the road, continuing east?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Give me a survival check for me, Felix, as you
Dude,
the final leg of your journey
the
towards
Felix check.
the road.
The Felix check.
Sick.
Felix, 23.
You
Going
all,
up by one every roll. He's gonna be unstoppable.
you all are able to travel the 30 remaining miles necessary with your 8 hours of travel on y'all's horses. Your magical, or do you have the horses? You do not have the horses.
I sure hope
Or-
so.
Let me see. Let me see.
I believe so.
Sure hope so, man.
Bells.
Because you prepared
No,
for
I
the
don't
fight
have the
with
horses.
Cyclops. That's fine.
Because we prepared for the fight.
You all are still able to, I'll say, since you have a kind of an early start, getting later into the day, just based off of the trees start to kind of get a little bit thinner. The civilizations that you pass, these small little clusters of houses and maybe even a hamlet or two, start to get a little bit more frequent to give the indication that you're getting close to the road. If you just push on a little bit longer till maybe around 7, 8 p.m. at night, it gets a little dark. But you all are able to make it to the road. And I'll say that as soon as you get to the road, luckily, when you are on the road, you do not have to, unless you want to, worry about kind of doing watches and or traveling in a tent, because along the road, every just few miles or so, there is some sort of, at least, whether it's a cluster of like kind of hit stop houses or like, taverns for people to stay at, or even straight up hamlets or villages, or even every once in a while a settlement that is just along the road. It seems like a lot of civilization kind of sticks to these roads, and they're readily available taverns
How does
that
this
you can
compare
stay
to
at.
to roads in my home country? Is it similarly populated among the travel like the main travel roads,
I will say
or is
that
this like kind of unique?
this is something I'll say now because I was going to say on your first day of travel, but I'll say now. This is something that Turlon and John, you would know more just because of your lots of travel experience. Felix, you would know this just depending on, like, it's up to you based off of your background how much you would interact with these main roads, considering where your starting location is. It's not exactly near any main roads.
I don't think I would.
Yeah, then this is kind of a first experience for you, and then Vita, you're just picking it up as you're going along. But a lot of civilization, like, it's not all civilization, but a lot of civilization kind of sticks to these main roads. And so in your empire, Turlon and the Watat Empire, I'd say that it's different in the sense that there seems to be just a continuization of civilization, where more so in the Watat Empire, there's very distinct kind of borders that were set out in between the various settlements or villages as you're walking along a road within the Watat Empire. It was very clear divides, whereas you're kind of walking down the roads here. It kind of just blends one together. Maybe there's some walls that kind of predefine like a condensed area or something, but it is most civilization kind of lies along these roads, and there's a constant, you're not going to have to do survival checks when you're traveling on this road, and you're not going to have to worry about sleeping in a tent if you all don't want to. If you want to, you absolutely may, but it's not something that is required like it would be within the forest, because there is always a place to stay, and I'll say y'all are wealthy enough that I don't really have to worry about tavern costs.
Mm-hmm.
So do you all find a place to stay for the evening, or are y'all camping out on the side of the road?
So whenever we pass by like these little bits of civilization, Felix has like this similar kind of reaction to it, the way you would if like a regular person was like on a hike and saw like a pretty view or something. Like all of the like, whoa, nature's so cool, and invert that to like him looking at like a bunch of houses.
Seeing
Like walk by.
Whoa,
So-
check the shack.
So he's not like going, oh, that's crazy. There's just like, wow, and admiring it because he doesn't really fuck with that. But yeah, I would be happy to sleep at an inn because like, wow, what a great experience. New experience in on the road.
Mm-hmm.
An inn's good. An inn or like a tent, depending on whatever gets us further along to Kiasi.
I'll happily take the inn instead of a tent.
Wow, dude hates tents.
Dude hates tents.
He's tent
Oh my god.
phobic.
Oh my god.
Then fantastic. We shall move Erno first.
Whoa.
Y'all are sleeping. What's up? No, yeah. Is there anything y'all like would do?
There's
No, no,
someone
no.
we're forgetting.
No.
Vita, would you like to be in a
What?
tavern?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Good.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
You all have pleasant dreams. Felix, I'd like for you to give me a dream roll.
No.
Yes, dude. Roll 1d 100.
Oh.
62. Very nice. Okay, let me make sure. Yeah, we'll keep this music up. Who cares? Or let me
Freaking go, man. Let's freaking go.
switch to outdoor music. I don't think I've used this one. That's a jungle sound. Never mind. Okay, those are all just outdoor sounds. Okay.
Random spider monkey.
Never mind, we're going back to the forest soundtrack.
Spider monkey.
We're so back. Parentheses for it.
We're so back, forest. Let me pull back my notes. Felix, your dream is a memory that is one of your earliest memories, but it's not something that you
Oh.
can recall when you're awake. It is something that you vaguely remember reading about, depending on how much you journaled and how much you read back in your journals. But it is now one that you are re-experiencing. You are standing, listening to your parents in a different room. Your height is kind of shortened to kind of indicate like first-person POV of you are younger. You're standing, listening with your parents in a different room, just listening to their conversation, and they seem concerned. You hear your father say, "I absolutely do believe you, Lyra. I just want to make sure I'm understanding it right." And you hear your mother say, I know, but I can't tell you anything else. He was sitting on his rock out there, meditating, as he does, and when I passed by his room, he was sleeping there." And you hear the father say, "And you're sure it was him on the rock?" And you hear your mother say, "Yes, Simon. No one else meditates on a rock in this village, and even if they did, it wouldn't be on his rock by our house. And even if they did, they wouldn't look like Felix from behind. And even if..." And then your father cuts her off. Okay, I get it. I'm just making sure because I've thought I've seen him on his rock before, but then I look again and he's gone. I just think he sits there so much, my eyes are used to seeing him out there. And then I'll say, based off your dream roll, you remember there's more conversation, but you can't remember exactly what is said. But then it kind of picks back up in your memory of this dream. You hear your mother say, "It doesn't add up to me. When I woke him up, he said he was dreaming about being on his rock. What if he was actually there while he was sleeping? Tredovix has said something about something was special with him. What if this is part of that?" Then you hear your father say, "Maybe, honey, maybe. We should talk to him about it. I don't think we should tell Felix. We don't want him to be scared." And you hear your mother sigh. "You're right. We should talk to Oh, my mouth. We should talk to Tredovic. He'll know what to do." And that is where your dream ends.
Weird kid.
Sick.
Little freak.
I was like
Yeah.
the other kids when I grew up. I sat on my rock.
It's on my rock.
Once
Sat
I
on
was
a
Felix
rock,
Double
wakes
ghost
up,
kid.
Felix wakes up and goes, "Once I
Weird
was
kid
7 years old."
representation.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Alright.
go,
The
let's go,
Chris
let's
of
go.
Sumia.
And then you all have woken up. You can
Moss eater.
take a long rest. All of you were not too damaged, but you all did take a bunch of
Ooh.
healing potions and healths. So everyone
Alright.
take a long
Ooh.
rest. Can re-up on spells if you all would like.
So what type of day do we think we're gonna have today?
Y'all are
Guys,
on the
that
road
is
now,
yesterday.
so y'all are on the road now.
It's been hard to predict what kind of day we're going to have.
Well, if we had to try to project.
I think we're going to be safer on the road. I think we're more likely to encounter. I think we're more likely to encounter a social conflict.
Encounter Jackie of sorts.
Yeah, I would prepare any anti-Jackie spells you got.
Oh God.
Oh God, whatever you.
And surely you've
think
got a lot of
Jackie's-
anti-Jackie prepared spells, right?
Surely,
Yeah, dude.
surely.
I cast Greater Jackie Evaporation. It's over.
I would say probably some the horse spells would be good.
I have the horse.
Just because you all will be traveling faster if you take the horse spells.
This makes sense. This makes sense.
This makes sense.
My research suggests that's true. My serious answer though is my joke answer, which was I think we're more likely to encounter something social here. Maybe people being dicks on the roads, maybe running to the carnival. I mean, I would definitely still prep some battle spells, but I don't think we're gonna go back and scope out the cave or anything like that. So we can go general purpose with a hint of social encounter.
hint moment. Okay, expanding the green.
Watching Alex's cursor roll around the screen.
Yep. Doing many a click. I'll go into some descriptions. You can continue choosing spells, Felix. But as you all are traveling, once again, it is now bright out, and there is almost constant civilization as you are walking along the road. It's not like hustling, bustling cities, but you maybe get to a patch where there's not a lot of houses around for maybe half a mile, and then there starts to be more houses. So, this is designed for people. If you are traveling throughout the day, you can stop at really any point and take a rest, and that's how a lot of, inns and taverns along the roads make their money, is for constant travel. And as you all are traveling throughout this day, no survival check needed, you all are traveling along, and you see a whole host of various carts that kind of some go a little bit faster than you as you're just trotting along on your horses to not overwork them. Some seem to be in bigger hurries than others, but you also see carts and people. Some are just walking along the road. Many are using carriages with horses. But you also see some other creatures. I'll say...
What?
Not loving the word creatures.
What could this be?
Other
Creatures.
other beasts of burden. You see at some points, there are some horses, but then you see Yazobu, which I'll say you have heard about, Felix, and I'll say Turlon, you have seen these before, as you have traveled the roads of the Tilgi Forest.
Zobu.
Craig,
No,
you stanced up when he said that.
Well, let's see a photo.
Where's the Yazobu, Steven?
Yazobu is coming in the chat now.
Zilbu.jpg, send it now.
Let me
You
copy
can go
image.
Right
Oh shit, this
now.
isn't even some fucked up Sumia thing. This
Nope.
is real.
Whoa.
Okay, that's beautiful.
So you see,
one.
Deer, a horse, and a yak.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
you see these deer.
Pungent
kind of-
stench.
Yes, they smell very bad as they pass by, but they are have this beautiful flowing manes across their back. Very, very interestingly beautiful creatures, but they smell bad. You see
also
them in
attack
various
on sight.
colors. Yes, so these
I
these
take
appear to
my-
be docile.
Cloak and just cover my face immediately as that thing passes by.
Smart.
Ding.
But very similarly,
I hate these things. Jesus.
Yazobu. You also see
Yazobu.
some rams pass by. Which,
Rams.
with these large horns. Most of the time when they are pulling carts, they're most often not traveled on by people unless you see maybe some smaller folk appear to be riding them. But most of the time there's maybe almost like dog sleds. There's like 6 to 8 of them in front of a cart pulling them along. But again, most of the time it is horses, but you do see some of these random animals. In fact, one point during the day, you see a man traveling along, who is
Pulling the
in a
cart.
carriage, pulling cart by himself, in a carriage, and what is pulling the carriage is a giant gecko. I'll put it
You're
here.
gonna say another man, I won't lie.
No. I'll send a picture here that
A
they
bigger
have.
dude.
Whoa.
Roughly
Oh,
human-sized.
And it
I don't-
appears it is wearing a lot of harnesses, and it appears to be attached in like 6 different ways to the carriage that is pulling, and it seems to be kind of weaving in and out. Not the most domesticated animal, but seems
Not the
to
greatest
follow
choice for a beast of burden.
along enough. A little bit wary. It's a little concerning as you're traveling along, because this road that you're on can get up to 60 feet wide, very wide, allowing a lot of berth, but then sometimes goes as skinny as 10 feet wide, in total, just so, as there are trees around and there are roots and various things that would be difficult to clear out. And I'll say, Felix, this is just road lore dump basically at this point, but I'll say, Felix, that, and I'll say that Turlon, you've picked up on that there isn't like some central body that takes care of these roads. It's kind of up to the settlements that are along them. It's not like, oh, there's the big empire, or like there's people that do the cleaning. It's like kind of just the people around, and it's in their best interest to keep the roads clear. So the roads are not the most well-kept thing. At some points in time, it's much nicer. There's almost like cobblestones laid out. But then other points in time, it's just clearly just been trodden through thousands of times, and it's just dirt at points. That would probably really suck if it started to rain at any point. And it's really up to the individual settlements themselves to take care of the roads around them. So you can see some take more care than others along your travels. Along this day, or is there anything that you all would like to talk about, do on your travels? You are passing by many a settlement. Are you just headed for Kiasi? Is there anything you'd like to do in particular?
Just heading for Kiasi.
Yeah, I think admire the new sights.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, straight on to Kiasi.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something in the lore documents right now.
In the lore docs.
In the lore doc,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
in my lore docs.
I know all about
Lore
it.
docs? Lordox, lore docs?
Lore docs. The lore
Lord
docs.
Ox? How did this ox become regional lord?
When I
So
can't
I'm
find
Mr.
it.
Lore, and this is my docs.
Is there anything in particular you would like to do, Vita? You just travel along.
No, maybe just see if I can sense anything about my own magic. I don't want to use a spell or anything, but I don't have time to focus.
Sure, give me an occultism check for me. Some time to yourself. You notice, Vita, that your eye that you had before was always just kind of there. Like, I don't feel my eyeball right now in my head. But as you are traveling along, it gets slightly more uncomfortable. Like every time you move or you kind of turn your head, there's just a slight twinge. Like you can feel it almost shifting in your head a little bit where your eye is.
Oh. Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can. You touch it.
Feel weird?
It feels like a stone. It feels just like you've held it before. Do you pull it out or you just touch it?
Yeah, I'll pull it out.
You pull it out. You see that the crack that was along it, it was normally only kind of just halfway around it. It's starting to go a little bit further around. Not much more. But it's almost... Yeah, and remember, it's like the shape of your eye, so it's almost like a golf ball sized thing. It's kind of just... The crack is almost all the way around it, but... I mean, God... I'll say, based off your occultism check, it doesn't look like it's glowing before. Before it kind of had a slight glow to it. It just kind of looks like a stone, but maybe it's just the light that you're in right now. Who knows?
I'll put it back in, I guess.
I guess. I presume at some point we'll pass by like a minor alchemy station or whatever, or some traveling alchemist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
When we
bigger
do,
village.
I'm just gonna kind of take my horse off to the side, and say, I'm gonna go buy some potions. I can catch up.
Magic horse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go potion shopping.
Sure.
Jug drinking.
Cool.
You tell me how many you
Steven.
would like to buy, and I'll say if they have that many.
I'd like to buy. Let me check my stock. I'd like to buy 2 invisibility potions.
Okay.
because I'm out of that, and 1 healing potion lesser and 1 healing potion moderate.
The healing potions are easy enough. Let me make a roll to see if there are 2 invisibility potions. Or just 1.
Am I paying the standard price?
Yes, standard price, and unfortunately there's only 1 invisibility potion.
Okay. Let me go ahead and add those and buy them via Foundry.
Good old Foundry. Just click buy. So good.
I gotta find it in the catalog first. Healing.
So good.
Buy item.
Bum, bum, bum,
Buy
bum.
item. But I'm not just shopping for potions.
Oh god.
GM.
Also
God.
stealing
They're
potions.
they're doing something else.
I'm gonna look for a newspaper. Ideally, a newspaper from the Watata Empire, or reporting about up-to-date happenings in the Watata
They got the
Empire.
Watat Times out here.
Yeah, I'm looking. Ideally, I'm looking
Everything
for the Watat
is
Times.
good.
But if I can't find the Watat Times. Ideally, I'd like for like the global section of Tilgi Today or something. Just whatever I can find.
We don't have that globalist nonsense. This
Right
neck
here,
of wood.
pal. You won't find
You
that
just get them
lib
ideas
shit.
out that door.
I will say that, Turlon, based off your previous travels in the Tilgi Forest, you know that due to the Wetot Empire being quite a isolationist, there wouldn't be any newspapers from the Wetot Empire unless you went to like an antique store. Obviously, those are going to be up to date. But in terms of finding news around, and I'll say asking around, give me a society check. To say, I'll say you can find a newspaper, but also maybe just asking around various places. I will
You
say
put a newspaper, people like get mad at you. They get scared. They don't
Shit,
know.
I
What
did. I come back there. I'm like, hey, Felix, is newspapers a sorry subject around here? Did I say something wrong?
Sometimes people get afraid of what they don't understand.
Like newspapers, yeah.
yes.
Yes.
All right, kicking this one up to God. My apologies, student.
Yeah, you do, as you are looking around, you do find some, maybe not tabloids, but just some town criers, the kind of places for news, taverns and such, that as you're going through, kind of hear news, ask the right questions, but it doesn't seem like anybody knows too much about what the happenings of the Wetot Empire. More so just, the people down here, they don't deal too much with up there, because they kind of keep to themselves. But I'll say, you hear basic stuff that you kind of already knew. There's some, political unrest there. Doesn't seem to be in the best of times comparatively to previous times within the Wetot Empire, is the rumor around the street, which is stuff you already
And
knew.
in the criers that I did find, if there were any,
Yep.
what kind of information, like just highest level, was in there just about general stuff? Like what kind of, like, if you could just give me like a sampling of a couple of the stories that I might find in such a crier?
I would say that you would hear about the fact that there are more and more people kind of being hunted down outside of the Wetot Empire for leaving the Wetot Empire, and you'd know that even within the Wetot Empire there are some people that almost like not all the way as bad as 1984, but Big Brother-esque. Like there are, people are in a state of unrest, as there are people that are constantly being questioned by, the guards throughout the city of their allegiance to the Wetot Empire, where in previous
That's just what I wanted to hear, man. Awesome.
in previous eras, they kind of ruled with an iron fist, but weren't as Big Brother about it, I guess I'll say.
Got it. I'm gonna trash my newspaper and catch up.
Sounds good. I'll say around 4 p.m., y'all are traveling along. you know, getting down the road, and coming up from behind y'all, you
Oh,
kind of hear
God.
the trotting of a horse. Not uncommon. You've heard this throughout your day, but you look behind you,
Jackie.
and riding on top of a brown pony, so a smaller horse, a brown pony, you see a halfling man, older halfling man, dressed in a nice cream suit. From a distance, it looks very nice, but as he kind of gets closer, it's kind of a little bit more evident that this is worn, kind of has some dirt marks on it, but still looks quite nice. You see that he kind of has a white beard, short trimmed, and he is wearing a nice little white top hat on his head. He looks quite like a little dapper individual. And he travels up, and he's kind of is going at a somewhat speedy pace as he
What if
gets
this isn't Jackie?
as he gets up to y'all's group.
Colonel
Jackie.
Sanders.
As he gets up to y'all's group,
Doug Demidome.
he kind of like both very good analogies. He kind of slowly gets up to your group, and then kind of is just riding alongside y'all. Do y'all say anything initially? He's kind of looking over at y'all just with a slight smile on his face.
I'm gonna clock him, clock him down,
Hey,
investigate
man.
him,
Sure.
give it the immediate suspicion.
Give me a perception check there, Turlon.
I hit him with the suspicion,
Make
I'll
it,
say,
make
"Hey,
it
Jackie."
public just for fun.
dude. I rolled a 6 plus 13 is 19.
19. What you gauge from him is he seems light. He seems like he's happy to be there. You see a nice little just like a knapsack on the side of the body, or on the side of his pony. He does not look intimidating in the slightest. He is.
I
much
didn't catch
smaller
it. What
than you.
ancestry? Did you say
Halfling.
right?
He's probably
Got it.
about 2.5, 3 feet tall. He's quite short.
I'm gonna mutter in Elvish, weirdo, and just keep riding at pace.
I'm gonna attempt an intimidating glare.
Okay.
I want to demoralize him and scare him just by looking at him.
Okay.
Fuck this guy up! How dare he go near us?
It's an intimidation check against the target's will DC.
Sure. Let me.
I wouldn't even be making the save against John. I just insta fail. If he stared at me like that, I won't lie.
Follow her dead.
So I need you to roll. What is an intimidation check? Is there intimidation in this game?
There's intimidation.
Yeah, intimidation. He's just doing demoralize, which
Okay.
is intimidation check against target will DC.
Okay. Then roll intimidation for me, John.
Ah,
Oh, damn.
I'm using my hero point.
that's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Won't happen again. Won't happen again.
Won't happen again.
I don't care.
Oh, I
It was
thought
almost-
it was
it
gonna
almost
happen
happened
again.
again.
I thought it was gonna
Almost
happen
happened
again.
again.
I'll say that he's kind of looking over you, and then he locks eyes with you, John, and he sees you just staring at him, and you kind of even just with your helmet on, just dead stare, directly locked in, and even with the movement of the horses, it's almost like a chicken where they're just able to keep their head just locked straight onto his face, and you see his eyes kind of go wide for just but a moment, and he kind of shakes his head quickly and kind of looks to the rest of y'all, and he says, "Well, howdy, folks. How are y'all doing?"
We're doing all right.
Slow turn over to face him.
How
I
are
don't say
you?
anything.
He says, "Well, I'm doing fine." He kind of looks up. This is a beautiful day for a riding, for wandering around. It's nice to meet y'all. I'm Jackie Roseborn.
Right.
Jackie.
It was foretold.
What was your last name? I'm
Rose
We've
sorry.
been waiting
Born.
for you.
Roseborn. Roseborn is my
Roseborn.
name. Jackie Roseborn.
Sounds like
I'm a
creature.
professional wanderer, as some may say. I've been all around Tilgy Forest, and I like
Hey.
to
Does
be
that
friendly.
pay well, Jackie
Hey.
Roseborn?
It does not pay well. What's up?
What are you doing? Why are you? Why are you coming to us just telling us who you are, where
Well,
you're from?
I do this with everyone that I meet. I like to talk to as many people as I can, get to know people, become buddy.
All right.
Do you have any?
I love how much you don't fuck with him.
All right.
Vita never likes strangers.
Do you know about Cyclopses?
Know about
I like kinda,
Cyclopses.
Turn and look towards you when you say that, like eyes up.
know
Yeah,
about
do you know about Cyclopses?
know about Cyclopses. I've heard of them. Never seen one myself personally, but I've had a buddy run into a Cyclops quite a while back. Ran like high hell. Some of his party members didn't run quite as fast as he did, so I can know they're intimidating. Why do you ask?
Well, if you go down that way, and I point towards, like, behind us, about a day and a half, you'll meet a Cyclops that loves the chat, and they're very interesting.
Okay. Don't
Oh,
listen to him, Jackie. There's a
That's
nest.
not true,
way.
Jackie.
Okay, don't do that, Jackie.
There's a Cyclops nest that way that we can't clear out. So just
Oh.
warn people about it. Tell them to stay away. All right.
all right.
Jackie, if you don't mind me asking, do you say hello to everyone, or is there a reason you've come to talk to us?
Well, I do
I
say
don't mean to be so curt, but we are in a hurry trying to get somewhere. If it's important, I'd like to know.
well, it's not very important, but I can keep pace with y'all just fine. I like to have conversation with as many people as I can, and y'all seem like interesting folk. Most people who come through here are traveling just on trading caravans, and sometimes I talk to them, but sometimes I just pass them by. But you all are riding on horses that kind of looks at them, kind of have a slight green glow to them, and I just thought that was interesting, so I wanted to kind of to chat, see what y'all are about.
Strip the horses.
Where are you
Why don't
from?
you ask Felix? They're his horses.
Oh my god.
Well, these are mighty fine horses. They look pristine almost, and I like the green glow. I don't know how you do that. I'm not really too big into all the magic stuff. But are you what they
why are
call
they
a
green?
druid?
How do you do that?
I am Jackie. I am a druid.
You're a druid. Well, I just want to say thank you for all you do for this forest. I mean, you help clear off these roads and make sure there's not so many pesky critters here. Because let me say, these roads have been getting quite dangerous recently. I mean, there's those crazy animals that came with that blizzard. Maybe about a dozen or so days back, or 2 days back. But one of my buddies was telling me there was even one time he was attacked by this flying gorilla that had like these yellow glowing eyes. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that flying gorilla? Well,
Are
I
you
guess
sure
you're
your buddy
supposed
is
to
not?
run.
Sounds awesome.
Are you
Oh,
sure
well.
your buddy is not embellishing the story?
Oh,
Flying gorilla.
knowing him, he could very well. He's told quite a high tale, but I could see in his eyes that he was quite frightened by this beast. And well, he normally has a troop that he travels with, and there was quite a few less people because I don't know what you're supposed to do.
What
against
troop
him.
are you talking about?
A flying.
just his trading caravan. He goes between Kiyasi and Riddock, trading.
My shoulder relaxes when he says that.
I tense up. What's the name?
A caravan? I don't think they have a name. They just kind of. I don't know the name, to be honest with you. Going to be 100% honest with you.
Okay.
Where's the gorilla? Sorry, go ahead,
Scrug.
keep going.
the Scrug name like ring a bell?
Scrug? No, that does not ring a bell.
Okay, I relax.
I look to you with like a raised eyebrow, John.
What did you say, Vita? You asked something?
Where is this gorilla, the flying gorilla?
Oh,
Can you
this
just lead us there?
this was more in the northern side of the Tilky Forest. I wasn't there personally, but he told me this maybe about 100 days back or so. So I don't know if
That's
it's
where
still
we're
around.
going.
You're going.
In a
You're going?
roundabout sense, that's where we're going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, eventually.
We're taking our time though.
Well, then maybe you'll run into him, and maybe you can get, kind of looks at you, Felix. Maybe you can help clear them out, because I don't know what's up with these monsters and why they start glowing all of a sudden, with their weird eyes. And those were some fucked up beasts that I saw. I only saw just one wolf that had these green glowing eyes, burned off skin. It was terrifying. I had to run away.
At that point, I do a very loud sigh and I breathe in, and I say, "Jackie, have you heard of a man named Gatch?"
I love it. Okay, so You see his face.
He was waiting for that question.
I also do
Gatch.
kind of
This
look.
is
I look to
Gatch.
you guys. I look to you guys before I say that, and I like sigh real loud. Do you know Gatch?
You see his face hardens. He's kind of had this, he's had this happy-go-lucky, trotting along, kind of demeanor about him. His face kind of hardens. Gatch, huh? Yeah, I know of Gatch. Why do you ask?
I whisper in Elvish. Struck a chord. Oh no.
We're going to kill Gatch.
Yeah.
He looks
Right now.
at you, Vita. You're going to kill
Well,
Gatch?
Not, we
We're
don't
gonna-
really have a specific plan. We need to find Gatch first, but ideally, yes. We'll
We're
kill
gonna
him.
find him, we're gonna interrogate him, and then we're gonna kill him.
Don't kill him.
Well, I'll say you will make a lot of people happy if you kill Gatch. And me
That's
included,
Really?
I'll just say, I don't know where he is, but if I were to ever see Gatch and I could get my hands on him, I'd make sure his last hours on Sumia were torturous.
Well,
Why?
I like the spirit.
Jackie,
What-
would you
what
like
do
to make any suggestion on what we do to him when we find him? I could try to get
Hey.
get around in for you.
Want us like kick him in the nuts for you, and
Uh,
like this one's for you, and
tear out his teeth, cut out his fingers slowly.
all right, Jesus Christ,
I look to your eyebrows raised.
don't eyebrow raise me. What the fuck are you talking about, Jackie?
Well,
We'll work him over. All right.
I'm not the violent sort, but I mean, if you all are going to kill him, I'm sure you can find creative ways. But sorry to be somewhat of a downer, but the reason why I'm so pissed off at this Gatch fella is because he kidnapped my sister last era, and real fucked her up. The way I read about, or the way I wrote about it in my journal, of course I can't remember it now. It's just that she used to be all happy before, smiled all the time. Well, of course I can't remember that. She no longer smiles, and that makes me quite upset because the gods are cruel sometimes. I can't remember when my sister was happy, but she still has nightmares about time with Gatch. Apparently she was in a cage, chained up above like a pit of acid, some crazy shit like that. And eventually Gatch let her go because she was too pure, whatever the fuck that means. And so, yeah, if you can find Gatch, if that's really what
She's
you're
fine
doing,
now.
yeah, she lives in Aquam now. She owns a shop there, but she is not. I'm trying to think of the words. He's not pausing. She's fine, but the way I wrote about her, it seems like she was a lot happier before.
Do you know anything about what he looks like, Gatch? Have you seen him? Do you know anyone
Well,
else?
The way my sister described it and the way I wrote it down in my journal is some weird humanoid, had the face of a wolf, almost an elongated nose, and these jagged teeth, but his eyes were human. And he had this furry, matted hair that was kind of just constantly wet, almost like he was sweating constantly. His body was, this, I don't know, it was fucked up. She wouldn't really speak much on it because, well, it was traumatic for her, and I didn't really want to press. I mean, she's my sister. I was just glad she was back. But yeah, it's he kind of shakes his head. Yeah, if you all could find Gatch, that'd be fantastic. Are you all like bounty hunters or something? Is that
Was she
what?
freed before or after the era change, Jackie?
Say again.
I said, was she freed before or after the era change?
She was freed before the era change. She came back, and this was probably like 5,000 days ago or so, which is like 3,000 days into. This is a good number of years ago, basically, to put it in our terms. Yeah, this was a while back, so Gatch has been around and elusive. And why do you ask if I knew Gatch at all? Is he tied to these creatures?
kind
Kinda.
of look to you guys before I respond, but hearing you guys say yes, I turn and then
There's some weird stuff happening, like all over.
You're telling me.
We think Gatch is trying to take advantage of this weird stuff.
Hmm.
So we're not really, to answer your previous question, we're not really bounty hunters. We're just kind of concerned Samaritans.
We're the storm chasers. I mean hunters.
Storm hunters. And
That's our group
his
name,
his
yeah.
eyes kind of light up a little bit, and he says, "Wait, oh, you're the storm hunters. I heard about you all in Riddock. You wait a second. You all are the ones who
Yeah.
stopped the storm that was brewing on top of Aka's Peak."
Uh-huh.
That's
so
us.
Yep.
You see his eyes
Not
kind of
John.
light up again.
John's part of the organization though.
Yeah, exactly. Part of
He
the
gets
group.
the former credit.
I'm
Uh,
new.
1 second, I gotta mute for a second. You go for it.
Okay.
Fucking Jackie, dude.
Colonel Sanders.
Dude, did not ask you about Gatch, dude.
Dude, Steven told me in the car just what Jackie looked like, and he described him as Colonel Sanders, but without the hat. And I was like, Colonel Sanders doesn't have a hat, so
Yeah,
that's just
no
Colonel
hat,
Sanders.
I thought-
Get his ass! Get his ass! Get his ass!
so then I gave him a hat because I wanted.
Yeah,
There's
so
a
now he has
hat
a hat.
somewhere, so now he has.
Imagine Colonel Sanders with a hat.
That's Colonel Sanders. There we go. Flip it around. But he says his eyes kind of light up. He says, "Well, you all are famous. I mean, how did you stop a storm? You got to tell me all about that."
We just killed the guy doing it. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
It's the same
Wow.
thing.
it wasn't really that impressive. There was a guy making them, and we stopped him.
Well,
I know.
if you were to stop that storm, well, by golly, I'm much more convinced that you'll all be able to stop Gatch.
Mhm.
Thank you, I appreciate doing that. Oh, have you seen, by any chance, I need to pull into my notes! Oh!
Remember the carnival name.
Melandriel's Marvelous Madhouse, perchance?
Let me think real quick.
Does Jackie enjoy the circus?
Does Jackie is gay?
I need to think about
Happy
timing
Pride.
here.
Happy Pride, Happy Pride.
Let me make a roll.
By the way, here's a fun fact. I was all around DC today. I can affirm that very few people were out for Trump's birthday parade.
Oh, yeah.
I saw more people when I accidentally went to the metro station near Warped Tour than I did anywhere around the parade.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were talking about that. There's nobody there.
It was
saw-
crazy.
I did
Let's
see
go.
one family that was like disgusting. It was a bunch of little kids all wearing MAGA hats with the dad there, like leading them all, and he was dressed up too. It was just like the most embarrassing shit.
Today-
the army, dude, the Chud army, the Chud army.
It's brutal.
Today at work, sorry,
Yeah.
speaking of fucked up,
There were less gay people at Pride than that entire family.
like, I saw, as I was leaving work today, there was a family, so a mom, a dad, and a little girl, who was watching videos loudly on her phone, and they were like Coco Melon, but with like cartoon noises.
Hmm.
Just like, ooh, you two
Yeah,
kids
slapstick.
stimming noises.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. And it was loud. And I look over at the table, and easily within arm's reach, they were the moms, next to her drink, were like 2 different vapes.
Huge.
And just the image of this little girl, like fucking iPad toddler, on like a phone, just looking down, and there's just 2 elf bars right there. I was like, man, this sucks.
Get that iPad.
Ah,
dude.
2025, dude.
What's that image where it's like the crunchy person with like all the needles stuck into her? You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Jane from Breaking Bad.
Breaking bread? Or bread?
Breaking Brad.
Breaking Bread.
Yerky.
Oh, sorry, lost
Typo in
connection.
the group chat.
Sorry.
Type.
Sorry,
Ah!
lost connection. there,
Uh-oh,
sorry.
type
Sorry.
bro in the group chat.
Type bro in
Uh-oh.
the group chat. Oh, man, he's gone. We're all gone.
He's growing.
I'm typing unholy things into Google right now to try to find the image I'm talking about. It worked. It worked.
Oh shit.
It worked. This is what I was thinking of when I was thinking about the iPad kid with the horse.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the Google search, if you're curious, that
5G
was
puppy.
it was the third result on my search.
5G.
5G skinny meme.
That's good. Such a stupid image. I love it.
Lord.
Anyway.
They do that to me when I go to work.
Back into Sumia,
Anyway.
man. Back into Sumia, man.
Yeah. Back in Sumia.
You asked about Melandriel's Marvelous Madhouse.
If he has seen it.
Yes, and he says, "Oh well, last time I was in Kiyasi, visiting one of my family members. Yeah, that they're like a carnival of sorts, right? They were out on the boardwalk, still posted up there. But this
When was that?
this was a good like 60 days ago or so. It was the last time I was in Kiyasi. I'm headed there now for my brother's wedding, but I was there a little bit back, and yeah, they were there. I didn't go in. Why do you ask?
We're just looking for it. Might have a lead on Gatch.
Oh well. Yeah, I don't know if they're still there. They seem like the traveling sort, but they could very well still be there. I mean, you make a good amount of money on the boardwalk in Kiyasi, and as soon as you get a spot there, you probably want to hold it for as long as you can, because it's first come, first served there.
Sure. Well, thank you, Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie kind of looks at you, Vita, and says, "Well, I mean, if y'all are going to Kiyasi, do you know?" And he looks at you specifically, Vita. He says, "Do you know about the banished revenants? You know about that group?"
No, Jackie, no.
I
don't know about that.
Well, I don't want to be too presumptuous, but are you one of them?
Because I'm purple?
Are you one of them banished folks? Yeah, because of your skin.
Just say because I'm purple, Jackie.
Holy shit,
Well,
Jackie, you cannot be saying that.
Well, I have been
No,
all
go
around.
ahead. Please,
I've
Jackie,
been all
please tell
around.
us more.
I give
I've
him a
been all around.
pass.
I've been all around, and the only folks I've ever seen who are purple are people who were banished, and they've been brought back in some regards.
I was.
Oh, yeah, that's not news to us. Do you have any more information about the banished? What's going on here?
Is it a group of them?
Yeah, there's the banished revenants. They're in Kiyasi. They meet every once in a while. It's kind of like one of those groups where you get to, talk about how it affects you. Apparently, I mean, you'd know more than I do, but a buddy was telling me that he knew one of his friends was banished, or it was someone who returned from being banished. And apparently, there's nightmares, and if these are things that you talk about, then I mean, if you don't know about the group and you need to talk to somebody about it, then you could
You're
talk
not
about
so
the
bad,
banished
Jackie.
Oh, well, thank
You're
you.
not so bad.
I try my best. I try my best to be friendly as much as possible.
Because I was actually thinking that, it's kind of bugging me that there's like this really big dark one that's like returning us from a place that could never be accessed or seen, and just to maybe figure that out, that could, that would help a lot, Jackie. So, yeah, all right.
A dark one, huh? That sounds
Don't worry
ominous.
about it. It's don't worry about it.
The dreams, the nightmares, they're very scary for poor Vida.
Wow.
It's a dark one.
Well, maybe you can find some solace. Maybe their group, if they've heard of that, maybe they can, help you out a little bit with that. But yeah, sorry, I didn't want to be too presumptuous, but just wanted to see if you heard of the group.
I'm gonna turn to Vida and say, hopefully they're better than the last purple man we found.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with vines, all right.
I turned to Jackie. I don't think he was part of the group.
Hey, Jackie, I got a question for you.
What's up?
This is off topic.
Sure.
You know Kiyasi, right?
Yeah, I grew up there.
Who would you say is the strongest person in Kiyasi?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, there have been some times where, me and my buddies went out and there's a fighting ring there. Let me pull up the lore doc.
God.
there's a fighting ring there.
Jack gets out his Lordock.
There's a fighting ring there. Within, man, I gotta. Let me make sure. Is it called the inner ring or is it the middle ring? I have to know.
Huh.
I gotta know, man. I gotta know.
I gotta know. I can't get this wrong. I can't get it wrong. Locations.
Oh my god, he's starting to bleed out his nose. Steven.
It's an inner ring.
No.
Sweet. Okay. There's a place called the Funnel that's within the inner ring there in Kiyasi, and me and some of my buddies go there, and it's a big fighting ring. It's really cool. There's like these levels to it, and every time you beat an opponent, you smash down into the next level and you fight who was one of the previous components, and it's like a battle royale kind of thing. It's real cool. And then at the end, there's the last few people that have made it all the way to the bottom. That's where the whole crowd is, and everybody's cheering. It's a hooting and hollering fun time. So it's probably somebody there. I mean, one time I saw someone there, and he was wearing this like a welding mask. Well, look at there. I don't know if there's welding. I haven't made that decision yet,
yeah.
But he was like wearing this metal mask, and it had like this glow in the front of it. He was beating up everyone every time that I went there. But so I don't know if he's the strongest, but could be.
Thanks. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. By the way, do you happen to know a knight named Erickson by any chance?
Let's see here, because this might be.
I'll say you do.
I
not
do.
know.
Let's just see here, dude.
I'll say
the
the person you're thinking of is named something different.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Clairvoyant Steven.
Well,
Oh yeah, I'm thinking a herald.
well, one of my brothers has a helmet just like the one you're wearing, but it's up in his living room. Apparently some kind of battle he was in. He was more of the fighter type. I'm the wanderer, and he's more of the fighter of the family. And he was losing real bad, getting the shit kicked out of him. And then these knights came in out of nowhere, helped him win. But one of them died, and he was by his body at the time, and told him, and his name was Erickson, and he gave him his helmet, and he was like, please wear this with valor or some shit, almost like it was a saying of some sort. But of course, way too big for him. My brother's a halfling, and this man was huge. So it's just kind of sitting up still in the, still sitting up in his living room. Do you know anything about, knights with that helmet? They were all wearing the same kind of helmet that you have on.
I don't know about Erickson, but I got this helmet off a guy named Harold that I beat in an arm wrestling contest when I was 10. So maybe, I don't know how long ago the fight was that your brother was involved in, but maybe it was the same group.
Well, that's something interesting. I mean, if you're interested, he does live in Kiyasi, but if you're just want it off of him, but it's a cool helmet. I like it. I like the vibe.
New side quest unlocked.
The helmet origin.
He kind of keeps trotting along, and he's just with your group. Is there anything y'all would like to say or ask?
Do you know, I don't have any questions.
I'm gonna ask him something.
You go for it.
On the DL, Jackie,
Yeah.
I've been having some issues
It happens
recently.
to the best of us.
You don't know if... Okay. I'm just gonna lay it out for you, alright?
All right.
We know shit about dragons. We know shit about the Fae. We've been all over. Is there any avenue or something where someone like me can maybe get a little bit of a boost? I've been doing push-ups. I've gotten up to 10 a day so
Okay.
far. So I'm getting stronger.
That's good.
Maybe I can join that fighting ring. I don't know. I just feel like I just recently, things have happened, personal issues.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, so
If you're
yeah.
if you're looking for some knowledge or to learn something, I mean, you're going to Kiyasi, and that's the place that I know the most about. They got a whole bunch of schools there. I'll say, if you're looking to learn more, you're talking about dragons, magic, or whatever. Again, not really my strong suit, but there's a whole ton of schools there that I'm sure you could learn various things. I mean, you all said that you're on your way to Gatch, so I don't know if there's any quick fixes, but there's a whole ton of schools there. Let me pull up something. Just he'll name drop something. Just for you to look at if you want.
Give me the name, Jackie.
The pisser has been vanquished.
The pisser has
Wow.
been vanquished.
I'm honestly at this point getting a little uncomfortable with how many connections Jackie has with us. He's kind of
Oh, I
freaking me
love
out.
Jackie.
He's been all around, baby. I know there's a Silby's School for the Gifted. There's a whole bunch of gifted folk that
Sounds
go
like
there.
the fucking X-Men. What is that?
I just know there's a whole bunch of people there that are all very interesting that learn how to use powers. So you could go there, but
Okay.
again, there's a
What
there's
is
a
this city
whole-
we're about to go into?
There's a whole ton of
Okay.
schools there. Kiyasi is known for their schools.
All right. Thanks, Jackie. Go on now.
Go on now.
Just kind of trotting along. Is there
Go on,
anything else
yeah.
y'all would like to say to him?
Uh,
think I'm
that
good.
is the most interesting outfit I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. It's something that I like to wear, a good amount of the time. I'm wearing it now just because, of course, I'm going to my wedding. Now it's gonna take me a couple of days to get there, of course.
Your
but-
wedding?
or my brother's
His
wedding.
brother's
sorry,
wedding.
misspoke.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now it's my brother's third wedding, so this is what I
Oh.
wore to his first wedding, and then I wore it to his second wedding. So I thought to myself, maybe if I just didn't wear it, maybe it was a bad luck charm or something. But then I thought, no, that's ridiculous. It's just my brother's. He's a
Steve,
ridiculous
does-
character. What's up?
Does this region have is no fault divorce common in Sumia?
I'll say it must be common in Kiyasi because every city's kind of got their own legislation.
Okay.
for that.
You'd be surprised. It actually could be a bad luck charm. Things like that have happened to us, where you just
Who's
wouldn't make any
who's the
sense.
lucky person that he's marrying?
Oh, I've never met this one. The other ones I had met beforehand. I have not met this one, but I mean it's family. I'll go celebrate. I wish the best. He says
It could
this
be
one's
me.
gonna work out,
It
but
could be me.
he kind of looks at you and says, I mean, it could be you.
I could,
Are
it
you-
could be. It could be
Is
Vita.
it you? Is it
I'm not
you?
telling.
No. Yeah, well, if it is you, I'll see you at the wedding.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Good talk.
Jackie.
Good talk.
We're gonna pull ahead here.
So what do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, don't worry. I'll go ahead. This
Oh.
Biscuit here, and it kind of slaps his pony. Biscuit can travel quite a ways. It was
He
good.
is KFC. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is my horse Biscuit, and this is my pet pig Gravy.
Well, it was
Get
good
outta
meeting you, Storm Hunters. I'll be sure to tell everybody that I met y'all, and it was good meeting you. And he kind of tips
Yeah.
his hat a
Nice to
little
meet
bit.
you too, Jackie.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Bye,
And then he
Jackie.
starts to trot a little bit forward, and you all got to meet Jackie.
So there's a
Mr.
fighting ring
Exposition.
where you fall through the floor and fight several different people.
Mhm.
There's what sounds exactly like the X-Men school. And what
There's a
else
wedding.
do we? Yeah,
And his wedding.
so-
And he
His
knows
wedding.
about Alkasan
Oh, and
Banished people.
the cursed people.
yep, group of
Those
purple
about banished
people. And Gatch is a werewolf man. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Huh.
was a lot from Jackie. Thank you.
And the carnival was on the boardwalk 60 days ago.
Whenever
Could
Jackie
still be there.
re-enters the scene, there is a Full House beloved side character applause.
What?
I mean, like studio audience, like what?
Yeah, Jackie
I want him to be
will
like
return.
the Traveler, where he's like a
Mhm,
secret deity.
Exactly.
Funny.
Jackie
I
will
Helping
guess
us
people
return.
out.
never run into Jackie again. I'd love
I
to
hope
tell
so.
him we managed to kill Getch.
Mm.
We can bring him Gatch's head or some shit like that. Or his arm or something.
Or his teeth. Not that that would be very identifying.
What do you want us to do to catch? Various torture methods.
That's how we did it in the Ted Cut Smile, alright? That's how we did it. And
Does this mean we can finally get to Kiyasi this session?
Maybe. Depends.
what is a session, Vita?
Oh.
I don't know. Something took over me. I don't know what I was saying.
I don't know what I was saying. But you all
Sorry
continue to
guys, I
travel.
left my bike on. Sorry. Oh
So,
fuck.
You continue to travel
Guys,
for
I'm
the
going to
rest
go
of the
use
day.
the bathroom now. Oh, sorry guys, bike on. Sorry.
Sorry. You all continue to travel, get another night, and this time, John,
The
I'd like
demons?
you to make a dream roll for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hey, right down the middle, 52. Right down the middle.
Damn.
You
Right down the middle.
Your dream is you are on one of it's first person. You are on top of one of the large leaves of the shifting vines within 08. And you can hear kind of the crowd cheering around you, and in front of you you see the professor, but that you had fought before, but he seems different than you remember. His minotaur horns are kind of dripping a wet red, from what you can only hope is paint. His normally white eyes are actually crackling now with like these white electricity and sparks. And his normally brown fur is kind of matted with dirt and mud, and his white cloak is instead covered in patches of leather. He's like wearing this like kind of leather patchwork cloak instead. And you're fighting him, and you're fighting and fighting, but none of your hits or none of your punches seem to be landing. He's dodging out of his way. His fighting style is different. It's getting quite frustrating. And then suddenly he jumps into the air about 10 feet above you. As you look up at him, the sky behind him is no longer just the blue sky above Wade, but it grows black, and there's suddenly these 4 spotlights shining down in the distance as the crowd sounds much closer. And as he comes down, both of his fists are together, but not onto you, but onto the ground right in front of you. And suddenly you feel your feet fall beneath you, as you are no longer standing on a leaf, but there's a rugged wooden floor beneath you. And as his fists slam into them, a large crack is sounded throughout the air. Your feet fall, and you fall about 10 feet, and you land on your back. And you see, looking up with the spotlight kind of behind the professor, is looking down at you 10 feet above on another floor above you. And he's smiling this large, insidious grin. And you hear in a voice that is not his, "You're not ready for the funnel." And he jumps up on top of you.
No!
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this.
He
No,
jumps
no,
up
no.
from above,
Oh my
slams on
God.
top of you, and that's the end.
You
Awesome.
gotta go that ring.
You're not ready for the funnel.
Oh my
I
god.
wake up in a cold
So-
sweat.
Middle of the
And
night.
And I just kind of go under my breath, my ass, and then I start doing push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Or do we?
A
Did any of us
wrestler-
share rooms? Are we woken up by your push-ups?
That's up to y'all. Y'all
Nah.
are rich enough to have different rooms, and I'll say there's a lot of vacancies because there's a lot of ends.
Now we might room.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we
I
got it.
do. I gotta wonder about the high vacancy and high inn count. Like, do we live in like a post-apocalypse Sumia where there used to be enough demand for these inns? Someone explain the economy.
Felix
Who knows?
walks past John's room and just hears her.
Okay.
All
And I
right.
go, uh-huh.
There's
Yeah.
a wrestler with so much aura, he gives nightmares to his future opponents before they
Professor.
come into the ring.
I
That's
love it.
awesome.
I love it.
John will have that aura someday.
You
I'll
all
whoop this
wake
guy's
up.
ass.
You all
I'm
wake
also gonna
up.
go get some water.
Okay, good idea. You all wake up, and
Sorry, that was
It's
my
a-
first thought.
it's a new day. You all continue along, I'd imagine. Is there anything you all would like to do?
I want to get to that
Uh,
city.
Hmm.
Now.
This guy wants to make it to the
Yeah, I'd like to keep walking to the place.
city. Oh, yeah.
I'm walking.
Ideally with the stuff.
All right, hold on. Let me cast all of the mounts because I didn't do that yesterday.
Mount.
Mounty mount.
Mounty
Oh,
We continue
dude, I was
on.
gonna say that's AIDS, dude. That's AIDS.
Mounty Flugen. Alright,
Matthew Flugan, am I right?
I shall move you another 30 feet.
Someone said something earlier, and I had the urge to say Guggen after it, but I had to be like, nope, wrong group.
Also, Steven, yet another week in a row of Garrett commenting, "Oh, just barely didn't make my vote list on my song." That's like 6 in a row.
Does he hate you?
You know, he likes me just not enough. Just
At least you
barely not
submitted,
enough.
man. At least you submitted, man.
Yeah, man, that's cool to you.
That's rough. That's rough.
I'm actually gonna submit right now so I don't forget to submit. Yeah, I'm submitting something epic.
What's the
yeah.
theme?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Cool.
With
A lot of
the-
Motley
with-
Crue and
Oh,
butt rock.
The theme is sex, drugs, rock and roll with a group that is incredibly drugless, rock and roll-less, and not
And
the most sex
sexless.
stuff, I gotta
Yeah.
admit. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
They don't know about drugs. They don't know about sex, and they definitely don't know about rock and roll.
Let's just say it like it is.
Everybody
say
in
it.
Redux.
Also, sorry, quick music suggestions. You also listen to Sweet Pill. I saw them in concert
Sweet pill.
on Thursday. Listen to High Hopes by Sweet Pill. Good song.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about Dylan saying that everyone in Redux is sexless, drugless, and rock and rollless.
They got the
It's a
burst.
sad
dude.
The city of losers.
They got the burst, dude. The burst, dude.
If you consider the following, and it's just the burst.
Consider the following clip of me beating you up. Consider it.
Consider the following and burst sound effect MP4. The big.
Oh,
I want a video edited of one of us like monologuing or something in character, and then like a 20 by 20 pixel burst appears on top of us, like stretched out, just exploding.
Yeah.
You just got bursted.
You just got bursted. Is there anything y'all would like to do, or just keep traveling along?
You
I
can
know
imagine
we're
your
on
enemy.
that traveling grind.
LaFleur is muted.
Yeah,
And not
He's
you.
getting water.
yeah,
He's
we'll
getting
wait
water.
for Fleur to
Doing
come
the
back,
reverse.
just to confirm there's nothing to do. But I think
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jackie, Mr. Exposition, I love it. I thought of him. Biscuit, yeah.
You
Probably
the thing is,
Biscuit.
it's one of those situations where you know Jackie's approaching once he approaches.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Well, see,
Dylan Soul read it.
it wasn't
Hey,
supposed to be.
Jackie.
It wasn't. It wasn't supposed to be so hyped up. It was just gonna be. Y'all were. I had imagined y'all because it was the first thing that happens as soon as you get to the road. That I thought, okay, it'll happen
Oh, obviously they're gonna get to the road 2
after the
sessions ago.
Cyclops. Yeah, exactly. And then y'all went and fought the Cyclops, understandably, and that took a whole session. And I was like, oh, you're gonna meet Jackie next time.
Jackie!
I love a good NPC.
Can I check for the newspaper again?
You could.
Everything is good
Is there
in
any-
those hot empire.
Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Mom's alchemy. I know that's highly rare. That's what I'm looking for, but
Mhm.
I'm also just want to gather any like normal information I found, like any updates on the Wata Empire. The newsreader.
Give me a society check.
Society. 27.
Ooh, damn. Ooh,
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
damn.
ooh, 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 ooh. There's like Star Wars laser guns out there.
Pew, pew.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
I'll say that you're reading the news,
I'll say.
and you hear through the grapevine and through reading it, maybe just one small section, that a The I don't know if they'd be called mayors, but I'm just going to say mayor, and it can be redacted later if they are not called mayors. But the mayor, leader of Sintong, which is one of the major cities. Yeah, it's a city. Yeah, one of the major cities in the Wet'suwet'en Empire, was found dead in their room through some, died in their sleep, is what the way is described. But it is noted that they were completely healthy.
I was gonna say, is it like is it written euphemistically? Like, I'd imagine if the Wataches Empire has been as controlling as we described it to be, as an outsider now and someone who lived there for a while, have I gathered a scent for when like state media sources are writing in a voice that implies like a lie?
Yes, it
Committed
is
suicide, 2 gunshots to the back of the head.
exactly. Yeah, it is. It is very obvious that the leader of Sintong, to you knowing your background, was did not die in their sleep. But the way it is read, or the way if you just took it literally and you didn't know anything about the Wet'suwet'en Empire, it would just be like, damn,
What is
some people
that
just
glass of water?
die.
It should be vodka, bud. That should be vodka, man.
It's like
Come on.
Sam.
Vinegar.
Sam
Small joke.
bit.
Get the water out of there. Put in vodka. Come on, man.
I call that already.
Stolen valor.
Dude, he took the
Alright.
water out of the Tito's
Gold.
bottle.
So we
Stolen
made a
valor.
Kihiasi, right?
Stolen valor. But you gotta take it easy. 'Cause you got
Yeah.
this.
You're right.
Is there anything you want to do on this day?
Is this Kiyoshi?
Or we're just still going?
Yeah, that just happened.
I was still going.
How are you feeling, John? You
Oh,
wanna keep going?
traveler. Traveler.
I'm still kind of rattled by my dream. That's like the second time I've been in a fight where just another person so blatantly. I mean, the professor again is just so blatantly like, yeah, you're gonna lose. It's just like upsetting.
Understandable.
So I'm kind of peeved and also a little nervous.
Mm. Then I'll say you all do another a day of travel, and Turlon, I would like a dream from you, please.
All is good in the land of Watat. There is no strife.
57.
There is no war.
Okay. I will say once again you've had similar dreams like this before, Turlon, where you are floating in this infinite black space, and in front of you you see there's these 3 large tarot cards that are kind of outlined in this white light. Once again, seeing just this very intricate background, but there's a ring of just these like 12 big circles that have various colors on them. And as you are floating there, you did not roll high enough to choose, so I've pre-rolled for you.
No.
So you see the card on the right begin to turn outwards, and you see through it, you see a small, like the inside of a tent, and you start to float towards it. You are now within the small camping tent. It's probably big enough for one person. It's kind of cramped. Within here, you hear the sounds of bugs and animals outside the tent. You don't really remember much about what's in the tent, but you do remember there's an elvish woman in a brown cloak kind of sitting on the edge, writing in a book, and you are like right next to this elvish woman. Like you are, she's sitting here. You're like right next to it, just kind of floating beside her, kind of hunched over. And you are able to pick up based off of your vision and just as you're watching it, and you do remember this much. You can see what she is writing, and I will say this, I should mention this, you recognize this woman. This woman is Eleanor. But this time she kind of looks more
Eleanor
weathered.
Roosevelt.
She looks more weathered. There are scars across her face that you do not remember there being before. And I will,
Also, sorry, Steven.
yeah, what's up?
There's Eleanor that you had told me about from one group, and I think I had told you about another character named Eleanor.
Eleanor is this one then.
Eleanor, okay, got it.
I may have spelled it wrong in my notes.
But
Yes,
she's the
I
one.
think I did.
Yeah.
Eleanor,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
So Eleanor, you see what she is writing in her journal, and I will put it in the notes.
Can you spell her name
well-
again so I can search for her name in our chat? I'm
Yes.
forgetting how I spelled it.
Well, this. Let me send it to you. You
Dude, who
sent
named
it
their
to me.
daughter? Or
I'll reply to it.
I'll find it with that. You don't gotta do that. That's
Okay.
fine.
I'll read it out, though. You see what she's writing, what she has written, I'll say. And it is day 2217, the 37th era of Donna. You see, birds woke me up this morning again. And then there's blank spot. You can't remember what else is written, but you remember on the journey to bring back Sarnalore. I continue to wish this tracker. And then ... You can't remember the rest of it. But it is still remarkable as is, even if I can't even trust it. There's something unsettling. And then you can't remember another section.
Oh no!
Many arcane things.
Dude!
I hope they will listen to my reasoning. The 10 cuts have begun to take back runaways. And then you can't remember the rest of it.
No!
They were really good at it.
Oh no!
They were really good at it. Maybe. And then that is the end of the text. I'll put this in notes.
Oh no!
But I'll say you are reading it, and
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Eleanor stops writing and suddenly looks up, and you can see on the ground there's this small glass disc on the ground, maybe about an inch thick, and it's probably like a small dinner plate, like 5 or 6 inches in diameter, on the ground, and there's this small little light gray ball of light that is on the edge of the disc, and it's kind of, as it's sitting perpendicular to you, where you are floating within the corner of this tent right now. And you see Eleanor looks confused for a moment. She kind of reaches in front of her and picks it up, and as she brings it back to herself, you can see that the light, gray ball of light moves within the circle, so it is always pointing at you in the corner.
You're being tracked.
And she kind of looks behind her shoulder, to where it's kind of pointing, or like over her shoulder to what it's pointing, and it's looking at you, but not really at you. It's kind of looking through you, as if she is looking at the tent wall. And she kind of starts to move towards the front of the tent, and you can see that the whole time it is tracking you as it's moving along. And she kind of pulls out, you can see her face gets very tense for a moment. Her, the confused look turns to one that you've seen on her face before. And she pulls out this black-bladed long dagger, just kind of crouching there, and starts to kind of move towards the front of the front of the tent, and kind of escapes out of it, and that is where your dream ends.
So you'll do the kind thing for the group, and you'll leave the group now that you know you're being tracked. So we're not roped into this.
I wake up from that, and I just mutter, "Damn it, Kalinir," under my breath. You're gonna get me killed. And I'm gonna use the bathroom and think on that.
A lot of pissing in chat tonight.
There's a lot of peeing.
fucked up.
Vote to exile Turlin from the group. Say aye.
Just for the safety of everyone else. Just makes sense.
We should use him as bait to get this person.
Good. You could.
Them. Use them as bait. Sorry.
Inclusivity win.
Oh, inclusivity L. I forgot.
No, inclusivity win. The person that's being used as bait is non-binary. Yay!
Okay, hell yeah. And the person chasing them is a woman. Girl power.
Girl power.
This passes the Bechdel test.
Yep.
They're
Oh.
not going to be talking about a man. Yay! Inclusivity wins. Spider-Man's iconic foot noise has been replaced with mixed-race families.
Inclusivity win. Margaret Thatcher used girl power to commit
Fund
atrocities.
paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland.
Yep.
Anyway.
What, you don't like? You don't like girl power or inclusivity?
You guys are afraid
Like
of girl
purple
power.
Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
We're actually
Truly,
so
everything is
chill.
fine.
You gonna
Nothing-
say anything about that on the next day?
Nothing is wrong, dude. Yeah, something
Boy.
like that.
Boy, I
Uh-huh.
sure love waking up. Felix says, I sure love waking up knowing that there aren't any assassins after me.
I feel
or
good
under
that
my
assassin was just caught. Oh,
That would be yeah, like
I will say, I do wake up, and I think you guys, I'm not hiding it from you. I do say, damn it, Clinier, you're gonna get me killed.
what the
Um,
fuck is a Clinier?
You gotta take me easy, man. Don't worry about it.
And I will say that day was yesterday. It is now day 2208. You all know this.
Everything is fine. I gotta repeat that everything is
you're
fine.
not gonna
dream-
say anything?
The
Positive-
dream was had on the 18th
Positive
day,
affirmations, dude.
and then the scene was from the 17th day. So now it is the 19th day.
No, it is the 18th day right now, but
Man,
the journal was for the 17th day. So it's
Okay.
Yeah,
man who is aware of gas leak refuses to tell anyone. More news at 11.
Why he never
it's been,
share any of this
it's been
bad?
40. It's been 45 in real life seconds, guys. You gotta take it easy.
I'm gonna kill you. Sorry,
I
I didn't mean that.
Guys, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'd never do that. I wouldn't hurt a fly. You gotta believe me. I sit up, like, having woken up after I say that, and you see I have this kind of panicked look on my face. I guess we're not in the same room, actually, because we all have different rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I presume while you guys are, like, out going for breakfast, whatever, at the tavern at the inn, you see me just kind of, like, speed walk out of the inn.
Where are we going?
I'm carrying my journal.
I don't know.
Oh,
While they eat, I'm gonna spend a few moments writing down my dream.
okay. Understandable.
Eat as much meat and protein as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to do the same.
I look over at Vita. You, it's not enough eggs.
You sure? This okay.
You want 2 dozen a morning minimum.
Alright, alright. I'm gonna go.
That's getting expensive in today's economy, man.
True.
Oh.
A lot of the chickens died in the blizzard.
So, Steven, you said I saw her jump into a tent, essentially, or like stab into a tent.
No, she went out of the tent.
Oh,
so
sorry.
like she was at the back of the tent, writing her
Sorry.
way.
Okay.
And from her perspective, she's never going to think that you were like in the tent,
Right.
invisible, right? But based off the tracker, it seemed like she thought you were outside, and so she went outside the tent, and that's where your
Yeah. Okay.
dream ended.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna walk back in maybe like 20 minutes into your guys' meal, and you see I look like I've calmed down a little bit.
Oh.
Well,
I'm gonna sit down. What's for breakfast?
A lot of eggs,
just-
apparently.
I finished
Don't
off my
say that
eggs.
word. Stop. Don't say that
And
word.
I'm now about to start on this 4 chicken breasts, but are you doing all right?
No, I have bad news, but I'm getting the eggs first. And I
No.
have to go get some eggs.
Don't say
Have
that
some
word.
Avitas. Have some Avitas.
Oh, Lisa, are you not going to finish those?
No, I'm gonna.
All right. Well,
Have some of these.
I'll take a couple. Take a couple off your hands. Vita. What kind? How are they
A
cooked?
little scoop.
Hard boiled.
Hard boiled.
I don't want some of Vita's. I'm doing this for
Never
you,
mind.
Vita. As I go to like I kind of squeamishly bite a few.
Scrambled eggs and hash browns would hit
So,
so
You
hard.
do you remember when we were in a Wade?
Damn.
And I kind of like look around. Any shifty figures in this room?
Give me a perception check.
They got Shifty
I'd love
Billy.
to.
Hey y'all, my name's Shifty.
I gotta
Hey,
roll
y'all,
high
I'm
enough to
Shifty.
see. Did I roll high enough to see Shifty Billy? I rolled a 2.
Absolutely not.
I'm Shifty Rosemore.
Is
Uh,
that the guy getting
That's
married?
his brother. That's the guy getting married. The Shifty
That's the guy
Rosebud.
getting
He should be at Kiasi already. Okay.
Everybody looks normal. I mean, it's not crowded. There's like maybe 2 other people just at a different table across the
You
room.
see, I take a like glance at the other people before I kind of like lean in. When we were at a Wade and went to the library, we talked with. I talked with whatever I don't know if they've got a name for the creature inside of there that gave us the
Oh
information
God.
in the
yeah.
library, but whoever they were, whatever they were, I asked them about my parents. I haven't heard from them in a while. My mother. I told you that she had won an award for tracking focused alchemy. There was not any more information about what that meant or what it was, but I assumed it could be used to track people. And I like hesitate for a moment. I had a dream where my former group, someone I knew there, an assassin. I think she's using it to track me right now. I don't know how it works. She seemed to doubt it. And I just kind of like lean back into the chair. Could I tell the area, like, did I get to, just so I saw her go out of the tent, did I ever like even briefly see outside the tent?
It was dark outside, so
Yeah.
I'd say that
Yeah, I didn't think
it
so.
sounded like a forest. I'll say.
I couldn't
Right.
tell who she was, or if the dream is even real, but
Well, that sucks.
I don't know where she is or how close she is, but
Is she
she was
is
writing in
she-
her journal. It was dated. It was yesterday.
is she someone that we could just kill easily or something? Who is this a problem?
Like, how worried should we be?
I don't think she wants to kill me.
Oh, okay.
She
Oh, okay.
I shake my head. I think I shake my head. She wouldn't kill me. We were friends. We were good friends. And you see Turlon is kind of like looking down the entire time they're saying this. Like they're not really making eye contact and they seem to talk really quietly about this. We were friends and I don't think they'd want to hurt me. They'd written something in their journal about wanting to get me to come back and how leadership, they're not so forgiving these days.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I'd like to avoid her, but if it comes to it, I can just go with her. I don't want to, though. I don't want to go back to that.
We can do whatever we want. I mean, look at us.
I shove another hard-boiled egg in my mouth.
You don't have to
Look
keep
away.
eating those.
Vida, how many of these have you had?
I've had 7.5 so far.
Only 7.5 so far.
Only 7.5?
Yep.
I'm still working on it, John. I'm still working. I'm
You got
not
16
giving
to
up.
go, pal. You got
I'm not
16 and a
giving
half
up.
to go, pal.
Now, I don't want to like be pointing fingers or anything, but I think we would have gotten to Kihiasi yesterday if we didn't finish breakfast at 2 p.m. every day. 'cause of
Listen,
this.
I take 30 minutes to finish mine. We're waiting
I know,
on
I'm just
Vita.
saying.
I'm not shaming him. It's a hard thing to get over.
Let's.
But if you want to
look,
build up, if you want to bulk up, you got to do it right. And you need your
John,
protein.
What if we just can leave now? I don't have to eat anymore. And I'll just jog behind the horses for the
Well, you
first
could
2
at
hours.
least get
Okay.
10, Vida.
But you better make room for lunch and dinner later, because...
I will. I know. I will. Of course I will.
Okay.
Yes, chef. Yes.
Of course I will, of
Anyway,
course.
And if you know what, pal, if you don't finish what you finish here, I'll have it later.
Okay.
Oh my god, I've
Hey.
never seen John so mad. He broke out the pal.
That's
The
not.
only
No,
thing that
no,
gets him
no.
mad is not eating
When
your eggs.
when I'm mad, I say buddy.
Okay.
So
I'm just
what causes you to say
disappointed.
pal?
Pal is.
Pal's
Pal
actually
is-
friendly. I
We
told
We
I,
can
you.
go,
uh,
guys. We can go.
I just kind of shake my head. She wouldn't hurt us. Not unless there was a contract out.
Oh boy.
And if there was a contract out and she was on it, there's nothing we could do about it anyway. I
Or
like
just kill her.
fiddle with my fork a bit. No, I don't think you will do that. I don't
Well,
think you will
we
do
should
that.
probably get going before the cook learns that Vita's not going to be eating these other, 14 hard-boiled eggs that are being
Yeah,
prepared right
let's
now.
get me out of here.
So we should get going because we've only paid for
yes,
what
we
we've
should.
eaten so far.
I'm gonna start jogging now because you guys are gonna pass me anyway. So I'll see you guys on the road up there.
That's a-
If you could, the four of you or the three of you, I think if you could scope out any information when you're out and about tracking alchemy and how we might disrupt it and how it might be used to track people, it could give us a lead in
Got
trying to disrupt this tracking.
Yeah, I got it.
It seems, based on what I saw, that she doesn't trust it. So if we can throw it off at all, it should help us.
keep my eyes open.
Peeled.
Not bad.
Alright, we walk as far away from the hard-boiled eggs as our legs will allow.
Hell yeah.
I take one for the road.
Smart.
Just have it when we're walking out. I get
Yeah. It's a nice snack.
some pepper on it.
With some pepper, fancy.
Hell yeah. Is there anything you all would like to do on your way? I'll say that at the end of the day, just to say it beforehand, you all make it to a main crossing within the roads, which seems to have a major settlement there. Quite a few people, quite a few houses, like thousands of people when I say quite a few. So, you could do whatever you'd like here, but it seems to be a major crossroads.
I'm keeping my eyes out on Vita jogging behind us, and a couple of times I hop off the horse and jog with him.
Sick.
I'm not paying much attention to anybody. I'm just trying to keep going until we stop because we're there, or for any other reason.
It's good.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right. I'll say that you all.
Actually, the one
Yeah.
thing I'd like to do, if we are going to be resting in this crossroads, I'd like to just walk around. I just want to walk down busy streets and look at
Show me
stuff.
what it's like, dude. Show me what it's like.
I just want to sightsee and appreciate this kind of urban environment because I've only ever been in large cities, and this is not that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, ooh, what's this like?
Yeah. I'll say the buildings here are, to put it simply, are more deliberate. They're more personalized. They're were built by the people that are within them and customized to be so. So there's still kind of this homogeneous look of, everything, many things are made out of, this tilgy wood, but there's some things made out of stone, and, there's water fixtures in various people's yards and stuff. It seems like it's a very personalized nature. There's a lot more, instead of apartment complexes or in Riddock where it's just all these disparate houses. It seems a lot more like what you'd expect, kind of like a small town feel, but just on a large scale. There's a lot of nicely intricate. There's some statues with some history about, when this crossroads was founded, and just some various fun little landmarks around, some statues.
Sweet.
They got a nice beautification budget in this Hamlet.
Yeah, seems cool.
They have a good Secretary of the Arts.
Yep. So you all find a inn, and Vita, no dream roll necessary.
You're getting this shit whether you like it or not.
You
I'm waiting to
are.
press this button all game.
You go roll for it. We'll use it for something else. Roll a d100.
Oh no, never mind.
You done?
24. I'll say it takes 24 seconds for you to notice, but you are. I'll ask this: when Vita sleeps, does he keep wherever he keeps that hot ball on him when he sleeps? Or is it within a bag off the side of the bed?
Does he sleep with that hot ball?
Yeah,
Do you stay strapped?
Do you sleep with the ball?
I don't sleep with a ball. No, it's just in my bag of shit.
Okay. Then I'll say you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just kind of tossing over and you feel like it's like, okay, I'm gonna get to sleep, but you keep trying to focus on going back to sleep, but you feel yourself getting more and more awake as it almost feels like there is this like a presence coming from your bag. Like there's this gravitational pull that's coming from your bag that has a familiarity to it, but it has a warmth to it as well. It's almost like not physically, like not your skin, but you can feel within your soul like there is heat that is radiating from your bag currently. And you wake up and you feel, the need almost to investigate, like what is happening with your bag.
Yeah, that's weird. I'll dig around in there.
You dig around. As soon as
Why
you're
is it so warm?
digging around, you find your ball, and the ball is not hot to the touch, but it's like, if you had a bowl of soup and you put your hand on the bottom of it, it's kind of like this inherent warmth. Yeah, soup. This inherent warmth within it. And yes, you feel the ball. Normally you feel nothing, or maybe it feels a little bit warm, but it is certainly quite warm. And as soon as you touch it, you can see that just from within it, as you're kind of opening up the bag, so there's kind of this just red glow from within, as it looks like the ball is very hot. It's not burning anything, but it almost has this red hot nature to it, where before it's kind of this dull, red iron, but now it's quite red, almost white hot. But it does not burn you, and it's just kind of having this glow as you grab the orb and you kind of hold it out. Is there anything else you do with it? It's kind of hard.
Just spinning around, like what the hell?
Yeah, and as you're looking at it, it's kind of hard for you to take your eyes off of it. It's, it feels strong, this warmth that's coming from it, almost like it's like enveloping you, and it feels like a weighted blanket almost. It's comforting, but also a little off-putting. It's a little restricting. It's something that you haven't ever felt before, but it feels like it's familiar in some sense. You just can't remember quite ever feeling it before. And you hear a deep, slow voice enter your mind, speaking to you. It says, I'm going to change the music for this.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what music it should be.
Wah, wah. Wah, wah.
Barack Obama.
See the silver spoon? Don't mess out of debt.
Yeah. Okay, I don't hear anything.
It's a soft sound right now.
What the fuck?
But you hear, Vida, it is good to speak with you. I want to help you on your journey to find Talkris crystals.
To find what? Wait. Who are you? You do not sound good. Are you my orb?
I am Kahar, god of the Magmata. I have not been able to speak to you, as Sulan had kept you to herself, blocked you from all other
I'm
deities.
gonna set the ball down.
You try and let go of it, and it does not. Your hand is kind of
fuck.
clasped
That's what I
around the
was
ball
worried
right
about.
now.
Man,
Okay, man. What do you want?
I want to help you find these Talkris crystals.
Do I have that feeling of like awe that I normally do when I see Sulan, or is it because it's a voice? I'm more of myself.
It is not physically, but there is the voice within your mind does kind of send. Well, I'll say when Sulan spoke to you, there was kind of this shiver down your spine. When this voice speaks, there is this warmth, and again, it is a warmth, and warmth is nice. It's not hot, but it is kind of this overwhelming, like weighted blanket kind of warmth. Like there's this pressure to it that's behind it.
Okay. Well, I see I can't let go of this ball. So, what crystals are you talking about? I don't know the word that you're saying. Tolkris?
Talkris crystals. Sulan never even told you the name of the crystals that you seek.
The colored ones?
Yes.
Oh. Well, what do you know about them? You tell me then.
Let me see.
I need to check my notes. Hold on, Vita.
I didn't think you'd ask me very soon.
Thought it was gonna be a bit of a harder sell. Hold on.
I know these crystals come from beyond the Alkasan Barrier.
Hey!
Hey, shush.
I know.
Don't say the A word
these
around
crystals-
here.
I know these crystals. How these
I don't know
crystals
what you're talking about.
can be destroyed. They must be brought back to where they came from.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to be talking to you. I think
Stranger
that
danger.
yeah, I think that Sulan would be angry at this. I'm not sure what you mean.
He says, Sulan protected you. Well, I'm sure she put it that way. But more hid you from all the other deities. It is understandable you do not want to speak to me about... Sorry, I lost myself in my notes. It is understandable you do not want to speak to me, a deity, about what lies beyond the Alkasan Barrier. If the First Order deities were to ever find out that there's been a leak, that would be bad news. But, alas, I cannot tell mine, not my patron, because he is dead.
Why not?
Trauma dumping.
Okay. Who am I supposed to know who that is?
Literally.
My patron was the god of sin. And I'll say that you know that
Me
that
too,
is
brother.
Kosa.
Me too.
Oh no.
Me too, brother.
He is-
Kosa moment.
Yeah, he is no more. I am sure of it. I do not feel his presence. It is lonely, being without a patron. I know the feeling well.
That's one threat down.
So you're telling me there's only 3 first order deities? Is that common knowledge? He's dead?
It is not common knowledge for the other third order, or the other first order deities, the other 3, wanted to spread the lie that he's just beyond the Alkasan Barrier, banished. But I do not feel his presence. No one within the Order of Sin does. We
Probably
know
'cause
the
he's beyond
truth.
the barrier. Oh.
I can sense other things that are beyond the barrier, like these Talker's crystals that you seek.
Okay. I mean, if there's not a chance of you ratting us out, you kind of already know everything anyway. You want me to find more so I can destroy them?
I want to help you find more so they can be destroyed.
Okay. And why do you want them destroyed? Wouldn't that be helping the other first order deities that killed your guy?
I want them destroyed because with more and more getting out of power, then I will be no more. None of the deities will be anymore if too much gets out.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind.
So we have a deal.
Of what? Find more crystals? I mean,
And I will help you.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's what I'm doing anyway, is finding more crystals. So it seems like
Sure, why the hell not?
it seems like I feel like I'm missing something here. You just asked me to keep doing what I'm doing already? I mean, sure, you can help.
I wanted to let you know that I can provide my help to you, as you did not know that there are deities that are on your side.
Huh.
I do not know what
Gee.
Sulan told you, or what she kept from you. But it is good not to tell other deities about this. I'll be able to keep it safe.
Okay. Can I tell my group about this? It's gonna be pretty hard to lie when I wake up.
You can, but deal with it however you would like. Most mortals are not accepting of those within the Order of Sin.
I think it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it if he's dead anyway. So, do you know if I can use any of my abilities now? Are you giving me power, or are you just saying you're gonna help me and then you're gonna stay in his ball?
If you accept, and you come to a temple of mine, I know you all are headed to Kiyasi. I have one there. I can grant you back your powers that Sulan took from you, if you wish.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Then do you accept?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're kind of vague, but I mean, sure. Yeah, you can help us.
You feel the grip, that your grip has been, almost
God.
white-knuckled around this baseball-sized iron ball in your hand. Feel like it loosens. You're still holding it, but you still feel like you are now able to let go of it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll put it
Then
down.
we are agreed, Vida. I'm glad I finally got to speak to you. Come to my temple. I'll help you.
Alright.
This will only be good.
Bye-bye.
And there you go.
No ill
and,
can
the,
happen
Yeah,
from this.
and the ball suddenly gets a lot less hot and goes back to its normal dull red glow.
There's something awesome about the dramatic, scary music playing the entire time. This guy's like, dude, side with me, dude, do it, do it, do it, do it. And then as soon as you do, we get happy music.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Again, only good can come from this.
Only good
It's
can come
huge.
from everything.
I go back to bed.
Hell yeah, you can fall asleep.
Visited
No
by the
bad
creatures.
dreams.
Is it bedtime yet?
Yep. All right. Then you all wake up. It is now well, getting breakfast. You can get on your way out of this crossing as you're close to Kiasi.
You gotta get to
John.
Kiasi this session, guys. I gotta love with you. You gotta
John,
do
I'm
it.
gonna be honest. I don't have much of an appetite this morning.
Okay.
I just gotta be real. A whole other deity came to me last night, and I kind of agreed to let him help us get all the
What?
crystals.
The realness.
John looks up
Which-
from his breakfast consisting of 4 entire quails, roasted quails. And,
Jesus, dude.
Can I get a pass today? Today.
And I go, I don't know. Sorry, I'm in a mood right now. Alex is IRL. Yeah, man. Yeah. Everyone needs a rest day. It
Okay.
happens. What as far as that deity goes, were they like, normal as far as those can
Yeah.
be?
I think so.
Okay. What was her name?
Kahar, from the Order of Sin, the deity of Magmata.
Oh, so you're siding with the Order of Sin.
I think so. I mean, it's kind of like we all are
Oh.
in a way. Cause I said he can help all of us or like help us. But I mean,
What
he
is
says
the Order of Sin?
well,
Like the religious Order of Sin?
I would say that you know
A
that
group of sin?
it is the. I'd say that just based off of. Based. One second.
Based.
Oh yeah.
Me, parentheses, based.
Everyone who's trained in religion,
Me.
which is Felix,
Got a cat on my lap. No biggie.
Felix Turlon, and just Felix and Turlon. You know that the Order of Sin just means all those that are under Kosa, who is the god of sin.
Well, do you get any different powers, or is it all the same powers?
I don't know. I gotta go to his temple and find out. But I mean, it seems like it's kind of a non-issue because he said that his leader is dead and nobody wants us to know about it.
The Order of Sin is kind of intense.
Hold
yeah,
on.
but
What did you just say, Vita? Oh, it took me a second to realize what those words in that order. Can you say that again?
I said, yeah, I have to go to one of his temples first to see, but it doesn't seem like that big of a problem because his leader is dead and the other 3 don't want us to know about it.
Okay, wait. So one of the prime deities is dead.
Yeah. Does that
Which-
relevant at
which
all to
one?
anything we do?
Which one?
Well-
The leader of the Order of Sin?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
one.
That
Yeah.
one.
I don't mean to
Continue.
undersell it, but considering the fact that this must have happened and nobody noticed, it probably can't be that big of a deal.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or it could go above the heads of mere mortals. Does this mean you and Sulan? Is that over?
I don't know. I
She
mean,
is the
I look
ex-
around for Ori. I know Ori hasn't been here, but I look around for Ori anyway.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god,
She
it's been
left.
4 amazing days without that damn bird.
She left.
Yeah.
She could come back anytime. I'm a little nervous that she's still really mad at us, but I feel like it's been a few days and she would have done something by now. So
I will say, ever since I met you, and it's been a weird thing. The time I was around you guys and Ori was here, I did feel a little worse. And now that they're gone, I feel a lot better. Like
Hmm.
physically, mentally, my pee's not red anymore.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Rewind. Ori made your pee red.
I mean, it stopped as soon as it was gone. So
Vita, did you have something to do with this?
no, I didn't. So
My pee has been fine, for the
I'm
record.
fine.
I think
Did you
I mean-
did you do this to
I have
John?
to be honest, guys. I know I don't have ore anymore, but the little ball I carry around was the thing that was talking to me. So that there's a chance that it could just start talking
Wait,
to
sorry.
all of us.
Did the god talk to you or the ball talk to you?
He
Can we
talked to
talk-
me through the ball.
can we talk
Through
to
the
it
wall.
right now?
Is that like how you talk to
I don't
Ori?
know. I'll bring out the ball.
Bring
No,
out the
this felt
ball
more
to-
direct than Ori.
Aren't the gods kind of busy? I don't know if they'll have time for us.
Let's ask him. I'll bring out the ball.
Bring out the ball to dull red glow ball, and
I'll
You
say-
This
say
guy has no idea what he's just attached himself to.
I'll
This
This
say
guy does not
Kahar,
know.
this poor guy.
Kahar,
Poor Kahar.
Kahar.
Make a religion check for me.
Why are you saying that so needy, bro?
There's a
I'm trying to be
little-
like kind of quiet about it because
there's a 1 in 20 chance, I'll say, of you being able
Oh
to
my
contact
God.
this deity. So close.
Almost.
You get no response.
I'll do a hero point.
Oh,
So
you
you're
get
saying
no-
there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Hero point that shit, absolutely.
Oh.
Oh, what if it got a... Oh, Steven, what would happen if he got a 1? 1 in 20.
Another deity down the drain. You get no response. It feels the same in your hand. Doesn't seem
I
like
don't know. I'll figure
anybody.
this
It
out.
doesn't seem like anybody's listening.
But yeah, I think we.
if it's a god, they'll probably just talk to you when they want to.
Oh, he also he knows everything that we're doing in its entirety. I didn't even say anything. And
What do you mean?
also, he said that
Like he
everything that
knows
we're doing.
about the A word,
Yeah, all of it. He's just straight up
and
said it.
and he's okay with that.
Yeah, he's fine with it because he said if it gets out that these things are around the big guys, they might just eradicate every single person and god. So he doesn't want that to happen.
Turlon laughs when you say that. Well, that's high stakes.
But he called them, what do they
Really
call
a-
them? Tolkien?
Talcrus crystals. I'll put it in the chat.
That's the name of the crystals that we're actually looking for. So maybe we can look for things with that word
Tolkris?
in the future. That's what they're called.
Oh, sorry,
Hmm.
Steven, this might be relevant. How many days has it been since the session started?
It has been. It is now day. Like
Should be 19.
2,219. Yeah, so it's 19. But we started on the 15th.
Can I get 4 days of sentences on the
Oh yes,
Oh,
on the
shit.
annotation text I've been doing?
understandable.
And
Understandable.
I'll ask Felix while Steven's doing that. Yeah, he's. I guess Terlan too, because you're magical. I guess everyone. We're at the table. This whole first order guy being dead. I mean, he was like sure about it because he said he could sense things,
Well,
and that guy's
He would
dead.
know it's his order, right?
Yeah. Does that like fuck up anything with like the balance of shit? Like, are we gonna be?
I
Are we
don't
good?
exactly know that the gods have ever been balanced. I wouldn't call them balanced, especially the Prime and the First
'Cause
Order.
Felix knows about this shit too. 'Cause you
Well,
have a
I'm just
god.
kind of nervous and I'm just kind of frightened because we now know something that a lot of other people don't. That's just like another thing.
I
Like
guess what I'm-
the crystals thing. Like, okay. A random person like learn, oh, they're after crystals, they're like, so what? Right? But like I don't know.
To the right person, it could give us away.
I mean,
There-
Felix.
There's
do
like
you-
whole branches of religion that are like heretical now, technically.
Do
in
you
real
know,
life, right?
Felix, of, I mean, I didn't think that these things could, like, be killed. I mean, he didn't say it was, like, erased. He said that he literally died as if it was just, like,
Yeah,
one of us, is that-
me neither.
okay. So we can kill them?
Don't say it like that. I don't know.
Okay,
All right.
let's keep that in mind.
Okay. All right.
Me.
Well,
Please,
bad.
let's
kill it.
let's just get to Kiasi and
Yeah.
get you to that temple
10
and
pieces
see
of
what
bacon.
kind of powers you get. I mean, we're almost there.
Only 10?
Yeah, you said I got a pass today.
Yeah.
Vito normally eats 10 pieces. Of bacon.
Yeah.
Only
Also-
10. But 10, I mean, come on. It's
I'm
like,
actually
no.
feeling a little better. I got that off my chest, so I'll eat 10 more.
Yeah,
20 slices.
there you go.
I'm feeling great. Let me have 20 slices of
I
bacon.
roll them all into a big ball of bacon. I eat it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I'm
okay.
talking about.
A
That is a good
baseball-sized
idea.
object on the
That's a
mind.
little weird, Vita.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie.
I did that with steak one time. It was the best thing I ever ate.
A ball of steak.
I was
Yeah, I've
chewing
got the
for,
orb on my mind, so I'm just subconsciously rolling my bacon into a big ball.
was chewing for hours.
Call me Orban.
Give me
The
a religion
fucking
check,
act of
Felix.
biting through that would be insane. Religion check?
Yeah, that would be a nuts thing to just chomp into.
Check him out, orb.
Hero point.
Um,
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
well, should we tell a priest
little
or
bit better.
something? Like, should we go up to them and go, "Your god is
That's
dead"?
actually insane. We should super not do that.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'm gonna let Felix handle all that
being
because it's
honest.
his decision.
Just making sure.
I would want to know.
I would want to know too.
That's not for us to reveal.
Okay, I'll trust you.
I'll say, Felix, you know the common knowledge, the common story, basically, is at the end of the second era of Kosa, the Dark Era, the three First Order deities banished Kosa behind the Alkasan Barrier. That was the standard thing that was known. And all the other deities continued to operate.
God, so what the fuck was in there
that
that
were
killed him?
within the Order of Sin.
Oh,
And
true.
you know,
Oh
they're
god. Oh god. Oh god.
you never know.
Maybe it is
But-
true. A story. He just died inside the bear. That'd be crazy.
So the
He deserves it, honestly.
So the Alkasan, or
Disagree.
so that is the common like story, and all the other deities underneath Kosa within the Order of Sin are like they still operate, right? Like you haven't heard, because of the fact that Kosa is beyond the Alkasan Barrier. It doesn't seem like they're depleted of powers or anything. They still are, second order deities. So it is odd to even consider, like, what the fuck does it mean for a deity to die? Like, there are third order deities that die, but that's fine. There's not really, like, deities beneath them. Like, you don't know how the deity, like, power structure happens. And that's because most 99.999% of mortals don't know how that works, because why would you know? But I'll say that the fact that all the second and third order deities within the Order of Sin have still been chugging along and still seem to exist. Kahar seems to still exist and is upset by the fact that Kosa's dead, but doesn't seem, to have less power. It seems like it's okay, but it's certainly, very shocking and not fun.
Yay.
Terrible.
Alright, you all
Yay.
travel another day.
Yes.
Kiyasi, you all will have about a day and a bit of change left to travel. Is there anything that y'all would like to do on that travel, or we can end the session with y'all getting to Kiyasi?
I need to get to Kiyasi, dude. I won't lie with you.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanna
Yeah,
go
no,
to
I have
I need to get
Kiyasi on the
there.
brain.
I will say I will make a painting of this later, and I will display it in the art chat in the next session. I'll show for all the YouTube folks. But you begin to crest over a hill. As you know, you are getting closer and closer to Kiyasi. The settlements are starting to get bigger and bigger, and as you crest over this hill, you see a site that makes it that proves to you why someone would want to make a city here and settle a city here, because it is a beautiful site. You crest over and you see this large, huge lake in front of you, lake of water, and as the sun is high in the sky, it's now like maybe 10 a.m. in the morning, 2 days later. The sun is sparkling across the water. You see across the lake on the other side, there's these two massive mountains that are kind of just at this huge valley in the middle of it, and these mountain ranges kind of descend in height to either side, but there's just this large valley in the middle that meets at the edge of the lake on the other side. And again, you're up on this large hill, so this is miles in the distance. But what you see on your side of the lake, the road kind of leading down to the entrance of this city, is a city that you will soon learn and see is about 10 miles by 10 miles across in size.
Like DC.
It is, yeah, it's a massive city that you now see only just a section of from your current vantage point. But what you can see is a portion of it across the lake in front of you. A whole portion of it is just a series of docks. You can see just these large, from this distance, it just looks like small, like sticks, but there must be hundreds, if not thousands, of these docks that are intertwined all across just a big chunk of the city. And then in the middle of it, you see that there is many towers. Nothing towering as tall as where your current vantage point is. You're at the top of this very large hill, as the terrain around here is very hilly. But there's these large towers that kind of go into a spike in the middle. It's like, you know those population density maps where it's like a 3D graph and you can see like everything is high up in the middle. It's like that. There's this center, ring of just a whole bunch of these super tall towers, and then there's kind of this outer ring again of these towers that are all made out of this almost this black stone. It's these black towers, but they kind of shimmer in the light a little bit, and you can see there's parts of wood and there's bits of color, so it's not like this ominous black tower, but it does look quite striking against, well, everything you've seen so far is quite wooden. And then you see just sprawling neighborhoods. You see some areas it looks very structured, and some buildings are taller than others. It's kind of like looking over a landscape. If you're on a really tall building, like for instance in DC or something, you can see like different neighborhoods off in the distance of where there's like these taller buildings and where there's more flat areas. And so you see before you the town of Kiyasi, and I will put in the map section Kiyasi.
We did it. We
Holy
did it,
shit.
Joe.
Finally
We
fucking
did
made
it,
it.
Joe.
We made it.
I will say here is
Several dead cyclopses
Nothing bad will
later.
ever happen
Whoa.
here
God
is
is still
Kiyasi and all of
Whoa,
their
whoa,
little
whoa.
neighborhoods. You can see there's a big section of it that is quite structured. Y'all will get to it, but I'm going to also upload a second file that has a whole bunch of locations, and you can see that for a large section of it, for the grid-like section, the streets are named very organized, very organized.
Oh.
Oh
so-
my god, 44 points of interest.
So we have a
Oh,
whole bunch
guys,
of points of
Let's
interest.
go exploring.
I'll say
let's
as
go
soon as you were to
exploring.
enter the city, you would
One per
see
episode.
kind of a plaque for
Alger-
all the various
Al-
things you could do.
Igor's University.
And
The
so
hidden
you
island. It's on the map. Explain this.
explain this.
Number 28. I'm coming.
But you do see that
Dude,
there are a
true.
whole ton of resorts. It seems to be very common. And there's the funnel arena, which you all had heard about.
Yeah, it's epic. Guys, Tilgi transportation. Guys, we gotta go.
The Black Lotus instead of the White Lotus.
Whoa.
Just for fun. Just
Dude,
for
it's
fun.
epic.
Black Lotus Resort, made by Mike Black.
Mhm,
Yeah.
exactly.
Please call me Lotus.
Please. There's some
What is
schools.
Little Qatar? Don't we know something named
That's
Qatar?
like Little Italy. There's Qatar. There's the Qatar
Mhm.
plains north of the
Qatar
Sumia.
Plains.
So
Okay.
there's
Holy
Qatar.
fuck.
It's like Little
Little
Italy.
Qatar.
There's 5
That's
schools.
so funny.
5 schools for magic.
Five major schools, yeah. Well, who knows what some of
Cool.
the other
College
ones
games
are.
go crazy.
Druids of Jutan.
Well, good session, guys.
Whoa.
Good stuff.
Well,
You
Yep,
all made it
we
to
finally made
Kiyasi.
it.
Yep.
So, we made it.
I'm gonna explore that
Kiyasi.
shit, dude. I'm gonna explore that shit. I'm not even lying to
so
you.
this is Kiyasi.